Aloha, Natasha DeLay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center. Here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii, we present this class every Thursday night and Zoom it, Hawaiian time, 6 to 8 o'clock. I'm Lama Tashi. We present this class to enable people to break the hold of the world being solid, fixed, and permanent. In other words, the outer world through our body sensory situation and our emotional preoccupation with it is an illusion. Now, the word illusion comes from illusory. And illusory simply means made of light. And that's the nature of everything, everybody. And it's also the nature of your thoughts. Not only is this conditioned existence unfavorable, but you must understand that everything is constantly changing, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And through these shamanistic practices of Tibetan Buddhist Lamaism, you can reprogram your situation, your mind, which is like a computer. Whatever is projected out into the world, that's a shared illusion. And it's all interconnected to everything out there. So everything is interconnected with everything else. But when you internalize these practices, you not only reprogram the projector, which is your mind, but you can cause the outer condition to change. You can take away the distortion. And when the distortion is removed, what is left is your own innate nature of awareness. We call it the natural state of intelligence. And that, there's no program. There's no judgment. There's no emotional involvement. It's already in your situation. It's the nature of the universe. And when you gain that with the guidance of a Lama and doing actual practice, not just hearing it or seeing it, but actually practicing like we do tonight in this class, then the unfavorable condition of conditioned existence disappears. And the natural state that takes its place, being your true nature, you're functioning in harmony with the universe. That's it. The nature, innate nature of your consciousness and the nature of the universe are simpatico. They're complementary. They're the same. They're equal. And there's nothing to realize beyond that. So, when doing these practices, it's good to keep this in mind, that you're penetrating the illusion yourself with the guidance of the Lama. Not Lama, or all the lineage teachers, 2,600 years have been doing this. And thousands and thousands of humans have accomplished it. So that's the definition of illusory. And that's why we use illusory symbols of the elements of our own body and of what are called the Sutra and Tantra deities. All of that is just to gradually liberate yourself from your own painful situation. To start, we do the altruistic motivation that the reason for this is to benefit all living beings, and think of all of them, all sentient beings, as our mother. And it goes like this. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together take refuge and offer, when possible, offer prostration. Then with that altruistic motivation, which is unique, you cannot follow a negative path. It won't work. As long as you have that motivation. Because it's unique. Then you take as support the 3 jewels and the 3 roots. And it goes like this. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy Lama. We go for refuge to all the Yidams who are the deities gathered in our mandala. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered their mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all of this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakinis, who are the protectors and defenders of Dharma. All of these possessing the eye of transcending awareness. Then we enter into the Bodhisattva training school called Bodhicitta. The 2 levels are voidness and practice, applied equally to all sentient beings. It goes like this. To the Buddha, Dharma, and this supreme assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained from practicing the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sanskrit, being the language of the Buddhas, used to transmit the Dharma to all the cultures of the planet, starting in India, then Tibet, and now globally. We chant these 3 in Tibetan. First, the altruistic motivation. Tadam Jova Nampe Tadam Yante Senche Tamche Dudine Junte Jusi Jenchu Nimpo Lachi Ibardu. In the refuge, Pale Lama Dampa Namla Chasu Chu Yedam Churko Vilaso Namla Chasu Chu Sanjay Cho Dende Namla Chasu Chu Dampe Chu Namla Chasu Chu Balpe Gendu Namla Chasu Chu Bawo Kanjo Chokyo Sume Shoei Sheki Shendang Dempa Namla Chasu Chu. In the Bodhisattva prayer, Sanjay Chodam Choki Chodam La Janchu Gadi Chachu Chu Dagi Chachu Hey Chonati Chola Kanju Sanjay Chodam. With this commitment and the support of the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, the Lama, the deities, and protectors, And the actual practice of the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines, generosity, morality, which includes ethics and good manners, patience, number 3, diligence or perseverance, number 4, meditative focus using the imagination in practice, number 5, and the development of wisdom or insight, using the first 5 to intentionally connect to the inner light, heart, mind, nature of ultimate enlightenment. And that keeps it easier and easier to integrate into whatever practice we're doing. And over time, everything gets better. But it starts with this. So let's practice. We introduced this class not only based on the teachings of all the lineages of Tibetan Buddhism, but we base it on the elemental nature of the universe itself as healing energy. And we incorporate that healing energy through meditation using what we call psychic energy, which is the energy of one's mind. So the first practice tonight will be to connect to the breath using the 3 lights prana yoga method, and then use that as the basis for using the healing practice of the 5 elements meditation. Sit with the back straight on a pillow or in a chair. Head slightly tilted forward. Mouth closed. Eyes gently, maybe half opened, softly gazing to the space, light, energy about 2 feet in front. Hands in a comfortable position, either on the knees or right on top of left in the lap. Then simply bring your awareness, which we all have, and focus on your breath. Increasing the power and the energy of that using the 3 lights prana yoga practice. Prana is the word in Tibetan for chi, energy, inner energy. So we start by inhaling, visualizing white light filling our lungs. The energy spontaneously extracted is called the middle breath, and we visualize it as red light flashing through every cell in our body. Then we bring these 2 codes together as blue light being exhaled out the nose to everyone, everywhere in space. Inhale white light, fill your lungs. The absorption breath visualizes red light through your body. These 2 together visualize blue light exhale to space, like the sky. We'll count 21 of these back. On reaching 21, then gather in the three lights as one, taking your focus off the breath. You gather these three lights by visualizing them combining into one unity, one tiny particle of radiant light in the center of your chest, in the central channel of the Ruma of your life force. At the moment you create this bindu, this tigli or energy center, you're in space. Because all light and space are not only infinite, but inseparable. So for a few moments, simply be present and enjoy, contemplate space. This is called the all ground, or the basis of everything. But for us, its energy is that particle in your heart center. With your imagination and focus, expand it to a small sphere of clear light. In this way, you enter into the three-dimensional world system that we inhabit. Then focusing on that small sphere, expand it into one of the symbols of the five elements. They are equal, but only one is necessary for the five elements healing meditation. So tonight we're going to use the element air. The small sphere, as it expands, becomes a half sphere of green light, like a bowl with a lid. Visualize in the center of your heart center, about the size of your thumbnail. Establishing that, then you use this by bringing it, imagining it to move out in front of your chest and up before your eyes, arm's length in front. You're keeping focus and imagination together, expanded in size so that you can see your body just as you are, sitting inside. In this way, using the healing energy of the elements, in this case, specifically air, gas, we share this by expanding the element in size to completely enclose a large area of where we are practicing. Here on Kauai, we imagine the island and surrounding oceans inside the half sphere. And to train in meditation practice, we keeping focus and imagination together, we visualize it to grow inside to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere of air. The purpose of this benefiting all the beings inhabiting Mother Earth. Then we expand it outward to completely enclose our solar system. Billions of miles in diameter. Expanding our reach, we visualize it to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. And moving beyond the limits of conceptual mind, you merge this symbol with space, boundless space. Again, resting in the mother element, simply be present and contemplate space. Then removing your awareness from that dimension of being, again visualize the half sphere of green light labeled air to enclose our galaxy. Shrink it in size to just enclosing the solar system. smaller and smaller to just enclose Mother Earth. And smaller yet to enclose a large area of where we are doing this practice. We call that our neighborhood. We bring all that energy to again visualize the half sphere labeled air enclosing your body. And finish the practice by bringing it to its original small size directly in front of your eye. Drop it to chest level and see it move into your heart chakra. Then shrink it in size to the tiny particle connecting to basic space. No meditation. Simply observe. Finish your practice by bringing this awareness, your awareness to in front of your eye. And spread it into your area of practice. And dedicate the virtuous results of this practice to all sentient beings. The universe, the entire universe, is a unity. All of the outer manifestations are all integrated into everything that exists. Nothing exists on its own and nothing is self-created. It's a combined energy field of all the beings in the universe. And as such, its purpose is to support life. And we as human beings have to be in harmony with that to survive. And that harmony is easily accessible by internalizing spiritually the teachings of the Buddha. as taught individually and collectively by every Lama of every lineage from the time of Shakyamuni down to the present time. And so tonight we're going to do Chenrezi. That is, Chenrezi is the Lama. In India, he was, this symbol of the illusory body was called Avalokiteshvara. And Avalokiteshvara as a symbol is, it has 11 heads and 1,000 arms. And in the palm of each hand is an eye. What does that symbol, besides compassion, power, and insight, what does that do? It's very simple. In Tibetan Buddhism, we have the 5 dhyana Buddhas, which is the 11th head. And then the power of the energy of the activity is the deity Mahakala, which represents all the protector deities and Dakini. And they do the actual action program. Then Chenrezi has 3 heads watching all the gods and goddesses and demigods. 1, 2, 3, blue, red, white, body, speech, and mind. Then 3 watching the human and animal world. Then 3, the lower realms of the demigods. Spirits that never get enough. Deprived spirit. But they have 1,000 methods of each of these 3 levels of heads to apply to each of those 3 dimensions. And Chenrezi is one. Okay? So in this class, we present many different illusory body deity yoga. But you must understand, when you have the Buddha principle, that's all pervasive. When you have the protector symbols, that's the action of the Buddha. Whatever is appropriate, whatever is beneficial, based on loving kindness and compassion, equally applied to every sentient being. And so that format, he shows them standing on a 32-petal lotus in space. In the natural world, the sun and the moon and the sky, lighting up everything. So now we're going to do the lineage Chenrezi, which is all of that incorporated into a sitting, peaceful, happy, relaxed, aware, forearm Chenrezi. The right hand holding a lotus, symbolizing the only purpose is to take this into the human condition, because only humans can do this. In the right hand holding the symbol of Tantra, which is the 5 dhyana Buddhas with either a vajra or a lotus. And then the energy of those two brought the devotion to the Guru, which without that, there is no progress. And in the palms of your hands, voidness, the actual nature of everything. Dressed in silks and jewels as symbols of the elements and the 6 bodhisattva disciplines, 5 jewel crown is the 5 bodhisattva discipline, emanating rainbow light is healing energy in the sky of your mind, and an empty mirror to replace your mind. Huh? Yeah, the mind is judgmental, but the empty mirror makes no judgment. This symbol is where this illusory body deity, no matter how it's projected or how it's taught by any lama's meditation practice, gives that result. And once it's realized, it never goes away because there's no such thing as time. It's called timeless awareness. Equally applied as the healing remedy. So all of this is about healing. Before I give the empowerment, we're going to do the sutra text of the Chenrezig. And we start with the 7-branch prayer. 7 branches of spiritual practice by monks and nuns, yogis, and householders. It goes like this. Through this sublime one, the mighty Chenrezig, who is the Buddhas and all their sons and daughters, who all reside in the 10 directions in 3 times. With complete sincerity, I pay homage and take refuge. I make offerings of waters, flour, incense, butter lamps, perfume, food, music, and other real and imaginary offerings. And we beseech this noble to accept them in order to benefit limitless beings. I confess all the unskillful action caused by the power of unstable, conflicting emotion, including the 10 unvirtuous ones and the 5 sins of limitless consequence, done from beginningless time till now. I rejoice in the spiritual merit of whatever virtue Praktikas, Shravakas, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, and ordinary beings gathered throughout the 3 times. I pray the Dharma wheel of the Mahayana, Hinayana, and the teachings on voidness common to both be turned in accordance with the wishes and aptitudes of sentient beings to be trained. I pray the Dharma wheel of the Mahayana and Hinayana spread everywhere in this world. I beseech the Buddhas not to pass into nirvanic bliss as long as samsara is not empty. But to look with compassion upon all sentient beings who wander in this ocean of extreme pain and suffering. And may whatever merit I accumulate through these practices be the cause for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. May I quickly become a good example, teacher, and leader of being. Then we start. I pray to the Lama as Chenrezig. I pray to all the Yidams as Chenrezig. I pray to the perfect Buddha wisdom as Chenrezig. I pray to you, the Bodhisattva of unconditional love, Chenrezig. Great compassion, Victor, please hold us with your compassion. Numberless beings who wander in endless samsara. There is no other refuge than you, protector. Please bestow the blessing to obtain omniscient Buddhism in this lifetime. If you understand these words, everything you do 24/7 is the path. And Chenrezig is the support. But you must understand that this life, all of us have negative tendency, all of it. And these negative tendencies follow us like a shadow from one life to the next. And they rise inadvertently at the most inappropriate time. In this text, it explains how each and every one of us takes birth, either in the animal or human world, or in any of the four spirit realms, heaven to hell and in between. And it goes like this. By the power of accumulating negative karma from the beginning of this time, sentient beings through the force of anger and abuse are born as demonic hell beings. And they suffer the results as heat, cold, and other painful torture. Through this practice, may they all be born in your presence, perfect deity. Om Mani Padme Hum. Or Om Mani Padme Hum in Tibetan. By the power of accumulating negative time, sentient beings through the force of greed are born in the realm of deprived spirits, or pretas, hungry ghosts. They experience the extreme sufferings of hunger and thirst and are never satisfied. May they born in your realm. The Potala, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginning this time, sentient beings through the force of stupidity, bewilderment, ignorance, and delusion are born as animals. They experience the suffering of dullness and stupidity and lack of awareness. May they all be born in your presence, protector. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginning this time, sentient beings through the force of desire are born in the human realm. They experience the suffering of excessive activity and constant frustration. May they all be born in the pure mind of bliss, the mind of the deity, Dewa Chen. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings through the power of the force of jealousy, envy, coveting, and so forth, are born in the realm of demigods and goddesses. By experience the suffering of fighting, quarreling, and abuse of power, may they all be born in your pure realm, the Potala, or Mani Padme Hum, or Mani Padme Hum. And by the power of accumulating negative karma through beginningless lives, sentient beings through the force of pride are born in the realm of gods and goddesses. Experience the suffering of impermanence, and when change takes place, fall into lower realms. May they all be born in your realm, the Potala, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. Wherever I am born, by practicing the deity, equal Chenrezis, and liberate all these beings from these impure realms, and spread the perfect sound of the six-syllable mantra in the 10 directions. With the power of praying to you, we who are to learn how to discipline our minds, pay the greatest attention to karma, action, and result, and diligently practice these virtuous activities in the Dharma for the benefit of all beings. If you don't understand what I just read, karma, whatever negative thought or word, speech, activity you perform, there's a consequence, there's a negative result. Whatever positive activity of your thought process and your speech and your physical activity you perform, there's a positive result, guaranteed. What goes around comes around. Believe, not believe. Faith has nothing to do with it. To visualize the deity, we receive a transmission from the Lama. Any Lama. When you receive the transmission from the man or woman Lama, it's a representation of all of the power, energy, compassion, insight, and loving kindness of all the Dharma. Nothing left out. And this is why devotion to the Guru is absolutely necessary. It is the head of meditation. The foot of meditation is knowledge of the illusory voidness of everything you perceive and you as a perceiver. So you visualize the Lama in front, he or she. And from the Lama's head, white light comes into your head with the sound Om, and you receive the transmission to be the deity. Red light comes from the Lama's throat through your throat with the sound Ah, to receive the transmission of the power of speech, specifically in prayers and mantra. And with the blue light from the Lama's heart chakra to your heart chakra, you receive the transmission of the innate wisdom of power of your higher states of intelligence and awareness. Then the Lama melts into you as like water into water, and you receive the body, speech, and mind of the Lama in union with your body, speech, and mind. And these three sounds, the Om, Ah, and Hum, appear Om in your forehead, Ah in your throat, and Hum in your heart chakra. And the sphere of white light of the Om comes down the central channel into the Ah, these two together into the Hum. And you're fully empowered. You're Chenrezig. Welcome to the club. And the sound of those three with the union become the all-pervasive nature of light itself, which is the creation sound of the deity, Three. And there's a little tree up here, but it's in the heart center of the deity. And it is this Buddha, infinite light, is the nature of your accomplishment. So now we start the practice. In the text, it gives the visualization, which I usually just say what it is, but it goes like this. How to visualize the illusory light body of the deity Chenrezig. You visualize in your heart center and all sentient beings pervading space, a sphere of light. In this rests the seed-soluble tree and a white 8-petal lotus, sun and moon suit. From the tree, light goes out to all bodhisattvas and returns to me. I then immediately am empowered as the noble all-seeing one, white, bright, and radiating 5-colored light ray, smiling and gazing with eyes of compassion. I have 4 arms, the lower 2 to join together in prayer. In the upper left hand, holding a white lotus symbolizing compassion. In the upper right hand, a crystal mala as the tantric practice of the deity Om Mani Padme Hum. The Buddha of boundless light, Amitabha, adorns my head. He sits in the Vajrasana. His back is supported by an empty mirror. And Chenrezig is the essence of all the sources of refuge. Through one pointed prayer, light radiates from the body of Chenrezig in all directions, purifying all negative karma, all impure deluded appearance, and the deluded minds of beings to be trained. The outer realm is now the pure land of Dewa Chen. The mandala of bliss and the body, speech, and mind of all the beings therein become the perfect form, sublime speech, and pure mind of the deity Chenrezig. This is simply the indivisible union of appearance, sound, and vivid intelligence called awareness as voidness. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Breathe. So the three parts of the meditation practice that you join with the sound of the mantra is the tree of infinite light in your heart center. This creates the mandala. Then you and all sentient beings manifesting as Chenrezig by you projecting the image to your mother in front and then to all limitless being filling space. Once this is accomplished, then the heart mantra appears as 6 syllables, which purifies the 6 realms, and they're surrounding the tree, arranged clockwise, facing letters facing outward. Each letter a different color. Their color code clears the negative tendencies of the sentient beings in each of the 6 realms by you sounding the mantra. Meditate with these 3, the tree in your heart center, the mantra moving clockwise, giving energy through your body and out to all beings, and every being in the universe, the deity. Tree. Then the tree manifests as the red Buddha Amitabha above your head, which is the realization of infinite light as the true nature of everything. Inside, outside, same. And in your body is 84,000 nadis inhabiting the prana energy to clear all the negative tendencies out of your body and incorporate the 32 and major minor marks of the Buddha into your lifestyle, your situation. So you imagine, visualize you and all beings as a deity, with the Buddha Amitabha above their head, as a symbol of highest awareness, healthiest realization. Om Mani Padme Hum, Hri Om Mani Padme Hum, Hri Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Hri Om Mani Padme Hum, Hri Om Mani Mani Padme Hum, Hri Om 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 Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Hri Om Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Hri Om Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Padme Hum, Hri Mani 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 Padme Hum, Om Hri Mani Padme Hum, Om Hri Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Om Hri Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Hri Mani Padme Hum, Om Hri Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Hri. Now, in shamanistic practice of Tibetan Buddhism, this one deity yoga will bring you quickly to higher and higher realization with practice in establishing not only the inner world of realization, but the outer world as the realm of the deity. It's called Dewa Chen, mind of bliss. But what it means is a complete liberation from the mind itself into the state of blissful awareness that is beginningless and endless, and completely an antidote, removing all judgment and whatever you experience in your mind or in the outer world around you. As neither good nor bad, neither true nor false. No high and mighty attachment to made-up realms of the heavenly gods and goddesses. Removing the arrogance and bliss, the arrogance and pride of that. and then establishing whatever you think about or whatever you see together as they watch in. And with that in place, the judgmental mind of high and low, good and bad, and ignorance disappears, becomes invisible. And the non-judgmental mind is the Buddha Amitabha of infinite light, or any Buddha symbol. So tonight we're going to establish the 6 yogas of Neguma and Siddhi of the Shankpa Kagyu lineage of my teacher, Kala Rinpoche. As a practice using the Chenrezi's power, compassion, insight, and loving kindness inseparable from the Lama as a preparation for the event of leaving the body and going into the next world. We are all very short-lived. 50 to 100 years at the most. Life is like a bubble soon to pop. The next breath of the next life, you don't know which comes first. So Neguma and Sukhasiddhi, establishing Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana practices, moved into the realm of the 3 kayas of the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, mind of the Dewa Chen, the mind of Chenrezi. But in doing so, established a practice called Powa, using the deity in the C-syllable creed to pre-establish the true nature of your consciousness as the nature of wherever you're going to go in the future. Powa is 2 words, consciousness transferred. To where? Space. The realm of infinite potential to provide what's ever appropriate to limitless sentient beings, none left out. This life, next life. So we'll do the mantra of the deity, be the deity. Then we're going to use the Shri to close the orifices of the body that ordinary being used at the moment of death to leave the body, and establish the Uma channel towards the back of your head as the escape route into the land of Dewa Chen, the mind of bliss, like space, completely non-judgmental. We will say a short round of the mantra, then we'll do the Powa practice. This practice only has to be done with the Chenrezi practice. The Powa is established 7 times each day, and this can be done any place. Awake, sleep, in dreams, driving your car, anywhere. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. So the three is in your heart center, establishing the creation of the mandala of the deity and all sentient beings in that mandala as the deity. Now the three is the nature of space, infinite light and space inseparable. To establish the practice of Powa in preparation for leaving the body, project from your heart center two threes, one in front of each eye, blocking those orifices, one in front of each nostril, one in front of each ear, and one in front of your mouth. And then send two threes to your lower two orifices. For women, 3 threes. With the orifices blocked, you focus as Chenrezig with the 3 in your heart center. Then you say the word 3 with kind of a K sound at the end of it. And think of it moving up the central channel and out the Uma into space or into the heart of the symbol of space of infinite light, Amitabha Buddha. Either way. Focusing on the 3, all the orifices blocked. Eject into space with the sound 3 like this. So I said the 3 fast with like a K ending. At that moment, the 3 went into either space, or you can use the symbol of Amitabha and see the 3 in the heart center of that symbol of boundless light and space. Your choice. Then you rest for a few moments in that dimension of being. Then you bring your awareness as the 3 back down into your heart center with the sound ah. So it goes like this. Ah. Once you see it in your heart center firmly, then do the Powa ejection again. Or just creep into space. Then return down into your heart center. Ah. Again, focus on the 3. Eject. Again. Again. When you're in the space above your head or in the heart of Amitabha, there's no meditation. And this will be the 7th time. We recommend 7 times for one practice session. Once a day is sufficient, one session. With the Chenrezig mantra practice. Once the tree is firmly fixed in the heart after the 7th projection, then remove the trees from the orifices. They all return into the tree in your heart center. Then you can either dissolve the deity into the accomplishment stage of practice or do more mantra of Romani Pemi Hum. If you're finishing the accomplishment stage, you see all sentient beings as the deity with Amitabha on your head, dissolving into you as the central illusory body. Then you disappear into the mantra. The 6 levels of the mantra disappear into the tree in your heart center, and it contracts to a particle into basic space. No meditation. Dewa Chen, mind of bliss. Simply relax in the present moment in timeless awareness. When you finish with the accomplishment stage of the deity yoga, the mind of bliss Dewa Chen, or what we call the realization of the non-judgmental nature, you again employ the deity as an illusory body in place of your own body and that of all others. All sound becomes the mantra. And this world becomes the mandala, and all the beings in it, Chenrezig. And every deity that we use of any lineage is those 1,000 hands with each with an eye. And they all stem from the loving kindness, compassion, power, and insight of this path. They are equal, each one enforcing the other. But in retraining and disciplining our consciousness, our body, our speech, this one and this Powa practice are very effective. Breathe. Now for us, householders, yogis and yoginis, solitary retreat, or in lockdown as we call it. I call it lock up. But for those of us who keep touch with the news and the worldly activities that are going on around the planet with climate change and the COVID virus and other extreme situations. The simplest of all practices is called Tong Len. And the simplicity of it is whatever you think or see that causes one to be sad or judgmental, or any of the conflicting emotions, whatever you without judging it, taking it in as black light into your heart center. And all that negativity disappeared. It's only illusory. It's only in the program of the mind. Then immediately from your heart center, white light goes to what that individual who's suffering, or group of individuals, or entire realms, or large worldly situations of extreme pain and suffering, death and destruction. Purify. Just sending the white light of the bodhicitta. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually clear. It's your Buddha nature, Sanjay in Tibetan. Cleared completely. So you train your mind as a bodhisattva to do this when contemplating worldly activity. Observing is a better word. Individually, relatives, friends, lovers, pets, those closest to us cause us extreme suffering. Take whatever situation they have, physical illness, mental disease, emotional unstableness, lack of spirituality, black light into your heart center, disappear. Immediately, white light back. They're okay. And apply this infinite okayness with this practice to all appearances. And to the perceiver. Black light in, white light out. It disappears or transforms in the process, whatever is causing pain and suffering. The black light in is your protection as it disappears. The white light out is the mind of the Amitabha infinite light, infinite compassion, infinite caring for the welfare of others. Infinite. If you're in lockdown with relatives, friends, and lovers, this simple practice is absolutely necessary. No judgment here. Everything is clear. To finish the practice tonight, I'm going to read, incorporated in this text, Padmasambhava, the illusory body of Guru Rinpoche. Organ Yogi Nusha Dema De Sordam Yajin Choki Gurgurne Nime Juni Jesu Jai Kordu Kanjo Mampo Po Jesi Gatsu Taju Chi Jengi Lurju Jesu So Guru Pema Siddhi Mo Maho Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi. Born in the land of Kashmir from Dakini, in a pollen bed of lotus flower, you with the most marvelous accomplishment are endowed as a lotus form, surrounded by an infinite mandala of Dakini. Following after you, I perfecting myself, I pray that you come and bless me. Guru Padma Siddhi Home. Om Ahom Vaja Guru Pema Siddhi Home. Buddhas of the three times, Guru Rinpoche, endowed with all the cities, the mind of all the deities of great bliss. May all obstacles be removed and this land of suffering be subdued. We pray for your blessings of accomplishment. May all outer, inner, and secret obstacles be removed. May all the aims and wishes of success in being bring the best of blessing. By this virtue, may I quickly accomplish this state of the lotus form. May I establish all beings without a single exception in that state of awareness. Sanji Kusa Nimpai Jimadam, Choni Megur Dimpai Jimadam, Bendu Miche Dimpai Jimaki, Chitar Gon Jim Show. By this virtue, having realized non-murder, may I quickly establish all beings with a single exception in that state. By the blessing of the three bodies of the Buddhas being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, by the blessing of the wishes of the Son, that's us, being unwavering, may this dedication prove be fulfilled. May all the longest have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, remove the suffering, establishing bliss through our practice, and develop equanimity, free of attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, stupidity, bewilderment, ignorance, fear, anxiety, depression, etc., etc. Uchiche, mahalo, aragate, Vilgrasi. Thank you.